You can read silently along with me on the agenda as I read the following. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. At this time, I would like to present the 2022-23 President of the Elite Toastmasters. Please welcome Prince Leverage II as he takes the virtual lantern.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. And before we proceed any further, we need to acknowledge all of our guests that are in attendance today. We're going to start with Tom Taboni. He is the Palo Verde Division Director. Tom, what brings you into our humble abode today?
Thank you, Prince, for this opportunity. Martha sent me an invitation, and I felt what more better than join. I'm coming out of one Toastmaster meeting today. Why not just go back right into another one for a brief time? But I'm here as your Palo Verde Division Director, which means I'm here to support your club as well as all the clubs in Palo Verde. If you need any support, love, or kindness or careness, I'm here for that.
Thank you very much, Tom. And our next person is going to be Janae. She is the area Palo Verde 1 Director. Janae.
Thank you so much, Prince. I appreciate the invitation. And as your area director, this is not a meeting that will count. I just want to get a feel for different clubs and want to have the opportunity to get to know your club and look forward to coming back and being a support system to help you guys grow in all areas that you're interested in. So as we move forward, please feel free to ask me any questions so that I can help connect you to the right places.
Thank you very much, Janae. And now let's get to our guests from District 103, starting with Dr. Alice-Ann Crump. And Dr. Alice-Ann is muted.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute. Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Prince, I am no longer a guest. I am a member. This is my first meeting. And I am
boy.
This is my first meeting and I am so excited to be here.
Yes, and we're excited to have you, Dr. Alice-Ann. For those that don't know this dynamic lady, you're in for a treat. And Mirna Coronado from Oak Lawn Toastmasters in the Chicago suburbs. What brings you in here today, Mirna?
Hi, everyone. I am here from Oak Lawn Toastmasters. I've been a member for over a year. And this year, I have taken on the VP of Education role. And Martha has graciously has volunteered to mentor me. And I appreciate so much. We've been spending time every Sunday. So I know what a commitment, and I appreciate that. And Prince, your support as well. And I wanted to experience just another meeting to learn more about structure and the roles. And I appreciate being invited. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mirna. So let's get started with our Toastmaster for the day. And well, the Toastmaster for the day is not a stranger to this particular space. Well, I guess the person that wants to introduce a Toastmaster is stepped up. Go ahead, Martha.
Thank you so much, Prince. You can't introduce yourself. You got too much to talk about. I would like to introduce one of the greatest Toastmasters that I've met and been really doing a lot of great things with since 2009. He comes with 2 DTMs. He also comes with a plethora of training that he has done in both District 3 and District 103. Let's all welcome to the virtual lectern, Prince G. Lethbridge II as our Toastmaster.
Thank you for that warm introduction, Martha. And now let's get down to business. I want to start introducing all of our functionaries for today's meeting, starting with the lexicologist. And Martha can't go too far away because guess who that is? That is Martha.
That's me. Look at that. The word of the day is a word that we all will live to love and treasure. It's scintillate. Scintillate means to bring a spark or to have a flair in doing different things. And you need to use the word of the day when you are the speaker in Toastmasters. And if you come up to speak for any other area, that you can remember that scintillate is the word of the day. And in my role, I will also make sure that there are no ahs and ums used. And if there are, I'm just going to point them out to you. I'm not going to be so hard on you. That comes with the accountant's report. And when we're doing the grammarian's report, we're going to listen for those exceptional uses of the English language. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Madam Lexicologist. And for our timer, who's going to keep us on pace, just like a drummer in a band, Ruthie Barnes.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. So today for our table topics, for each time our table topic speaker speaks, it's a 1 to 2 minutes for table topics. At 1 minute, you're going to see this green light behind me. At 1.5 minutes, you'll see the yellow light behind me. And then at 2 minutes, you'll see the red light behind me. And then you have 30 seconds to end. For our speeches, our first speaker for Marianne, she already informed me she's going to be doing 10 to 12 minutes. So at 10 minutes, she'll see the green light. 11, she'll see the yellow. And at 12, she will see the red light, and she has 30 seconds to end her speech. We have 2 additional speakers, both speaking 5 to 7 minutes. At the 5 minutes, they'll see the green. At 6, they'll see yellow. And at 7, they will see red. And they too have the 30 seconds to get off the stage. And for our evaluators, they're 2 to 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, our evaluators will see the green. 2.5, they'll see the yellow. And then at 3, they will see the red. And again, they have the 30 seconds to get off the stage. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Ruthie. For our general evaluator, she has told us about her crazy family and the fact that she loves Disney movies. Marianne Franco.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. As general evaluator, my role is to introduce the evaluators, offer the time and lexicologist reports, as well as evaluate the entire meeting from the planning part to the execution. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Marianne. And finally, one of the most fun roles at any Toastmasters meeting is that of the Table Topics Master. And this time we're going to have a new face doing the role. This person is the training and development manager at my job, Johnson Controls, and she does a splendid job at what she does. Please welcome Gwen Albrecht to the speaking area.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. My job today as your Table Topics Master is to challenge you by thinking on your feet, using the word of the day and keeping in mind the theme of the day, which is staying cool. I'm not going to ask you to answer a question, but I'm going to challenge you today to finish a sentence when it comes to table topics. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Gwen. And let's turn this over to our Table Topics Master to conduct the table topic session.
All right, again, thank you. Remember, keep in mind the word of the day, use it, it is scintillate, and the theme of the day, staying cool. And just so everybody knows, I want to make this loud and clear. It's only 111 in Phoenix right now. So we're going to try to stay cool by doing this. And I'm going to ask one of our distinguished guests to, using the word of the day, finish this sentence. Tom, when opportunity knocks, go.
Thank you, Madam Topics Master. What is the word of the day again? I did not hear it.
Scintillate.
I'm sorry?
Scintillate.
Scintillate?
It's scintillate.
Scintillate.
Scintillate, okay. When given the opportunity knocks, what do I do? Well, the first thing that I do is I attempt to run on all feet towards the opportunity. I've had so many opportunities in my life over the past couple of years, and it's just been very fascinating. I will tell you that I just earned a promotion last year and we're coming up on my year of anniversary. And when I got this promotion at work, I was running to the occurring to, because that opportunity was knocking on my door, and it actually fell in my lap because I was looking at leaving the department I was in, and they wouldn't let me leave. And so they created a position for me to stay, and it allowed me to be a better person who I am, and it allows me to grow my leadership skills. Unfortunately, I don't know how to use the word in a sentence. Don't have the meaning. There's nothing in the chat on the word, so I can't really look it up, and I didn't hear it.
You
so.
were dazzled by the scintillating, any derivative of it,
All right.
experience.
I was dazzled by the scintillation of that experience of getting that promotion. Back to you, Madam Topics Master.
All right, thank you. The next sentence is nobody asked, but, and I'm going to turn this one over to Alice Ann. Alice Ann, nobody asked, but.
That is so amazing. Thank you. Nobody asked, but I'm going to give it anyway. Today is an amazing day. We have so much to be thankful for and so much to look forward to. I am interested in the very little word called yet. Scintillating. I love this word because it doesn't matter what I have not done. I can still do it. There's still time. I have you to do it. And one of the things I'm going to learn how to do is drive. I'm going to drive and get my driver's license this summer. Yeah, for me. I know you didn't ask, but I want to just share that with you, that I'm going to get my driver's license this summer. I am so excited to be able to do that. And I don't know what's on your list that you haven't done yet, but don't say you haven't done it. Just put the word yet behind it. That's an indication. There's a springboard for you to do it in the future. There's the spark. There's the new. I know you didn't ask me, but I wanted to tell you that anyway. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. The next finish this sentence is gonna go to Janae. And Janae, it's never too late to.
Thank you so much, Gwen, and good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. It's never, never, never too late to continue to dream and to push forward. It's always an opportunity to find something new, to be able to stretch yourself, even though life might not always be scintillating at times. There is always a reason to continue to go forward, and it's never too late. You can create new dreams and outlines of goals. Just as Alice Ann mentioned, it's yet. You haven't done it yet. You haven't learned it yet. There's never an opportunity that you can't seize on when you just put your mind towards it. It helps to write it down. It helps to create a vision board. It helps to talk about it. It helps to find accountability. Finding someone to help you stay on track will help you never to give up. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much. The next one is going to go to Kathy. Kathy, the spark is within you to.
The spark within me to never give up on my dreams and to keep pushing forward. And I was stimulated that I finally got a car. Thank you, Madam Tabletop Master.
Kathy, you got to be up before at least 1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Was the vehicle you bought scintillating And
Yes,
if so,
I
how, what, in which way?
I paid it in cash in full, so I don't owe a car note. So I'll just have to get his insurance and change over title into my name.
Now that's a good thing. What did you get?
2010 Ford Focus, where it says 2008.
Pretty good, pretty good. Nice,
Big
solid
vehicle.
vehicle.
Yep, and it's paid off.
Well, that's the key. That's the most important thing. That part alone is scintillating. Back to you, Madam Topic Master.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Thank you, Kathy. Do we have time for one more finish the sentence? Yes?
You
All right.
got plenty of time, Gwen. It's 3:16 and you're supposed to end at 3:27.
Okay, let's keep going then. Myrna, if opportunity doesn't knock, Myrna, you might be on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
If opportunity doesn't knock, I will sure go and open that door. I am not an individual to sit around and wait for someone to come and ask me if I want to do something or if I want to try something new. I am always ready. I am a learner, so if I need to open any door, I will go through it, and any challenges that I have, I will face them, such as being the VP of Education this year. I jumped into the training, and I was transparent of how I felt, that I didn't feel ready for it. But again, I've always attract people that bless me and support me. And that is where I am very grateful for. So I am a person that, again, not complacent. It's not good to be complacent. You really have to be a person to scintillate and be an example for others. Do I still am short in time? Am I good?
All right, thank you, Myrna. Our next finish the sentence goes to, we haven't heard from her in a while, Danielle. Danielle, my happy place is.
Thank you so much, Madam Table Topic Master. It's good to be here. My happy place is being scintillating. I love to impress with my wit. I love to encourage. I love to motivate people and inspire people to live their best life. And with that being said, that is one of my most happiest places that I've ever been. You know, right now is a time in my life that I've learned that I am a creative. And because I am a creative, I love to add value to other people's lives. And because of that, the sky is the limit for me. And so I am very scintillating once again with my wit and my dazzle and my encouragement of others. And that is my happy place. I can't speak of it enough. Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much for that. The next one is going to go to Jeffrey. Jeffrey, get your mic and your video ready. The best days are. Jeffrey? Okay, we'll go on to the next one and maybe come back to Jeffrey. So for this one, I'm going to ask our distinguished Toastmaster Prince, when I grow up.
Thank you, Madam Topic Master. This is a very unusual question for me because it comes in multiple tiers. When I was a child, I was more scintillated by things in the scientific realm. I preferred doing things in biology, looking through microscopes, all sorts of items like that. And that's kind of why I wanted to be a coroner when I was a kid. Yeah, picture that one. Then another thing I changed to when I kind of grew out of the phase of wanting to cut open cadavers, I wanted to be a corporate lawyer. Yeah, I'm a little too ethical for that one. Scratch. Then my father, being the ever present cop that he was, always would say, "Here, what's this? Oh, you want me to take the police exam? Okay, didn't pass that either." Well, I did pass, but it wasn't high enough for them to call me. So in that range, so in those few things, they were not too scintillating to me, but guess what? I fell into IT when I was attending college. I just worked in the computer lab. And from that point on, I've always fostered my interest in computers to where I am now. Even Gwen has had to deal with me a time or two. However, it is less than, it is plenty, it is scintillating when your mind changes as you evolve, because you might like one thing when you're a kid, but when you get older and start getting more exposure to other things, you change and decide to go in a totally different direction. Even though I will admit, it would have been very scintillating sitting on the side of the highway busting people for speeding. Back to you, Madam Topic Master.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I'm going to direct this question to Ruthie. Ruthie Barnes, the best days are?
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master. So the best days are when it's not raining and I can actually get out in my garden out back. Flowers to me are so scintillating. I enjoy it. I enjoy being out in the yard. I think it actually comes from my family being farmers, of actually seeing the green things grow and then reaping the harvest. So my harvest is when my flowers bloom. So that, anytime that it's not raining here, that is my best day ever. Now, when I was in Massachusetts, it rained all the time. Here, you kind of, it rains, I guess if it's not down in Mississippi, it's kind of back and forth. So for that, I'm grateful that it's not all the time, because there, every holiday, every time you look up, it was raining. And here it's like when it's actually needed. So I think that's my best time ever. Back to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
All right. I love that. My harvest is when my flowers bloom. I'm gonna steal that, Ruthie. That was amazing. Do we have time for more? One more?
You can do one more, Madam Table Topic Master.
All right. I'm gonna ask Marianne. Marianne, I know you're getting ready for a big speech. Nobody asked, but
Nobody asked, but I will go ahead and give my opinion. I am full of ready opinions. I have opinions about almost everything. If I don't, well, then I won't give you my opinion. I typically will. As I get older, I am more confident about giving my opinion. But when I was younger, I worried and I kept quiet. But I realize as I get older, it's not okay to be quiet, especially about certain things that are very, very important. But I will always give my opinion. My intention of giving my opinion is always to help, never to distract, never to deter, always to make a situation better, to provide knowledge. If I have experience and I can help you, I'm going to give my opinion. Not everybody wants my opinion, and I understand that. And if you don't want my opinion, you don't have to say it. But I will always have some sort of thought on any scintillating topic, and I'm always ready to give it. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
thank you very much. Thank you very much for your finishing the sentences, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
While Prince is tabulating the votes, we will need to have the person who was our timer, Ruthie, tell us how each person did on their time.
Thank you. For the first speaker, Tom, he was 1 minute, 10 seconds. Dr. Alice, 1 minute, 11 seconds. Janae, 1 minute, 10 seconds. Kathy, 1 minute, 12. Marina, 1 minute, 9. Danielle was 1 minute and 3. Prince, 1 minute, 57 seconds. Myself, 1 minute and 7 seconds. And Marianne, 1 minute, 6 seconds. Everyone qualified at this time.
Excellent. And I'll give my grammarian report. Believe it or not, everybody used the word of the day. That was pretty awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to take the poll back to Prince now if he's ready. If not, we'll kind of like kill the time just a little bit. Tom, while we're killing time, are you still there?
I'm here.
Excellent. Tom, can you share with us your reason for wanting to be a division director this year? And you're in a fantastic division.
I am very honored to be to be elected for the Palo Verde Division Director. What I'll tell you is what I said in my interview process when I decided to run for Division Director. I have 2 goals. My first goal actually started last July, and that's to earn my second DTM by the end of this Toastmaster year that was just started. My 5-year goal was to start to make my journey on to becoming a district director. And I put a 5-year goal in place because there probably will be some obstacles along the way. And there's no hard feelings if things don't go the way I want in 1 year, or if I even have to modify the goal. But my dream is to become a district director. So that was why I wanted to start on my journey to division director. Many people will also know that I run for a division director for the past 2 years, and I did not win the election. This year, I was fortunate enough to be the only nominated candidate. So it was kind of an automatic election. But other than that, that's the reason why I chose to be a division director.
Thank you, Tom. And Janae, we're going to ask you a similar question later on when we have some time in between. Right now, we're going to send it back to the Toastmaster so we can give the tally on who won the best table topic.
And thank you for that, Martha. And as you can see, the best table topics winner is. So thank you very much. I'm honored. But now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this meeting. Let's start with our first prepared speech of the day. And our first speaker came to Elite Toastmasters 2 years ago. She tentatively attended her first in-person Toastmasters meeting just to see what the club was all about. At the time, she had no idea how important Toastmasters would positively affect her personally and professionally. Here to wrap up the presentation mastery path with her speech entitled My 2-Year Toastmasters Anniversary, please welcome Marianne Franco. And
Thank
she
you.
will be, and before she starts, she will be before the group 10 to 12 minutes. Floor is yours, Marianne.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I'm going to take you all down memory lane. Now, it's 1986. It's in Tucson, Arizona, and Myers Elementary 6th grade class is about to graduate. The student council president is a 12-year-old girl, and she is scheduled to give a speech to the graduating class and all of the parents and everyone at the graduation. She's terrified. She didn't want to be president of student council, much less in student council. But she was encouraged by her older sister and her 5th grade teacher, Mr. John Abel. She was incredibly shy, anxiously looking at her 3x5 card. Well, this girl, that's me. And that was me. Now, I was president of the student council in my elementary school, reluctantly. And Mr. Abel knew that I was the shyest one on the council, and he wanted to push me out of my comfort zone. I remember him as one of the most patient teachers that I've ever had. He's one of my favorites. My mother liked him because he married a Mexican woman, but that's another speech for another time. Now, the speech, I gave that speech that day. It was probably a paragraph, maybe 3 to 4 sentences. It wasn't long at all. And if I remember correctly, my sister helped me write it. And I swore I would never get up in front of people again. Now, cut to 1989, freshman year of high school, still very shy. And my mother strongly encouraged me to take a typing class. Now, fellow Toastmasters, typing in 1989 at my high school, not like it is today. We had actual old school typewriters. You remember those. If you made a mistake, you had to get the little piece of whiteout paper, you put it on the paper and you type the wrong letter or number, and then you have to take it out and you have to make sure everything's lined up. Some of the letters weren't lined up correctly. It was painful. And I made a lot of mistakes. So a friend of mine suggested that I try drama class, theater, acting. At first I thought, oh, no way, me getting up in front of people, acting, talking. Oh, no, I can't do it. But then I thought, I really hate my typing class. I hate typing so much that I went and enrolled in this drama class. And this angered my mother. She was a legal secretary for over 40 years. And she wanted all of her daughters to learn to type because in her mind at the time, she's a child of the 50s, that was the highest you could go. And that was striving for something. Now, I had no desire to be a secretary, and it's just nothing against secretarial work, but I didn't want to do that. And I thought, I will never need to know how to type. I laughed really hard when I was typing that sentence in the speech. So I changed my elective, and I spent the rest of my freshman year and the remaining years of high school in drama. I loved it. I loved acting. And when I would perform in plays, my family would go see and they would be shocked because here was this shy little girl that they knew performing, being funny, being silly, acting funny, acting serious. I could be anyone that I wanted without any consequences. And my other friends and family asked me, well, why are you doing this? I thought you hated public speaking. And I thought, it's not public speaking. Public speaking is here. Acting is here. As a public speaker, I have to be myself, and I'm really scared to be myself. But over here, I'm an actor, and I can be anybody, and I don't have to worry about being myself. They were separate. I was wrong, but I didn't know it at the time. And my drama teacher told me something very important. She said, get up on that stage and be silly. And if it's silly, so what? The more you commit to it, the better it'll be. And the easier it will be, and it'll actually be fun. And I did. And then I decided I was going to be an actor. So I thought, okay, well, when I move to LA and look for acting work, I don't want to be a waitress. I don't want to be a secretary. So I found a class at my local community college. It was a sign language class in Tucson, Arizona. Sign language interpreting. That could be flexible, that could be cool. I could do that, it's pretty decent money, and I could look for acting work. So I took the next 3 years learning sign language. Again, I fell in love. And then I discovered acting and sign language are very much intertwined. In order to be successful at sign language, you have to have facial expression and body language. There's a little bit of acting in there. Now, obviously, I didn't go to LA. The acting career didn't pan out. Neither did the interpreter job. I needed money. I needed to move out of my parents' house and make an income. So I worked full time. I gave up the acting, gave up community theater because I did do community theater after high school. Now I respect anyone who can live the artist's life. I respect anyone. It's a hard life to live. Now my skin just wasn't thick enough. another speech for another time. Now, fast forward, sometime in 2005, when I first moved to Phoenix from a brief 5-year stint in Reno, Nevada, I worked for a telecommunications company. I coordinated telephone installations for different businesses, was more of a project manager. I also trained individuals at these businesses on how to use this brand new complicated phone system. Now, the requirement to be a trainer is that you have to get up in front of a group of people and you have to present. You have to talk. You have to get people to listen to you. Now, a lot of these people were forced to come to my trainings and they didn't want to, and that was a challenge in of itself. So they didn't think they needed to be trained on how to use a phone, and I kind of agreed with them. And at the time, my boss told me that I needed to join Toastmasters. I had never heard of it. But one day, she and I attended a club meeting, and it was a club in Tempe, and I don't remember the name. But I remember I was terrified. I did not want to participate. I didn't want to answer table topics questions. I had a hard time introducing myself. I was frozen. Needless to say, I didn't join that club and I didn't go to Toastmasters, and I thought I probably won't go. I was in the process of earning a degree in IT because what better way to avoid public speaking than to be a software engineer? Well, I never became a software engineer either. Now, February 8th, 2020, I visited my first Elite Toastmasters meeting. This was the last in-person meeting before COVID rocked all of our worlds. Martha was practicing a speech for a contest. I remember this. And it was a tall tale, and it was kind of humorous. And if I remember, it was something about baseball, and I don't have the details, but I do remember watching her. And Prince also gave a speech. Isa gave a speech. I was brave enough to finally get up and participate in table topic session. And I remember the theme was change. I received so much encouragement from that meeting. And everybody, Martha, Prince, Isa, all made me realize you're not as bad as you think you are. You can do this. And I thought, well, how am I going to get to the level of these individuals? Because they all have presence. And we all know Prince and Martha both have this amazing presence. And I thought, how am I going to get to the level of these individuals who are so incredible? And I decided to join right then. I knew I could do this. I've got this. So I remember Martha's speech and how she was acting just a little bit. Same with Prince and Isa. I thought, public speaking, acting, they're related, they're intertwined. And it occurred to me, all these years I've been thinking, I can't be a public speaker. I have to acting, public speaking. I have to be me, and I have to, it's me, and I'm not interesting, and don't have anything to say. It isn't. It is a little bit of performing. It is a little bit of acting. Now, I will embrace public speaking now. I've been doing this now for 2 years, and I actually love it. Just like I love acting, just like I love sign language. Now, acting, sign language, public speaking, all related. I can do this. Now, that shy little girl, she's still in there. She's not showing up as much as she used to. She's taking a back seat, finally. The Toastmasters has made me realize, as long as I'm authentic and I have confidence in a particular topic, I can speak about it. And in doing so, I've received a promotion at work. I make better presentations at work, and my manager has taken notice. I'm more confident than I was before, and I've been practicing writing. Writing is another love of mine that's been dormant for years. Most importantly, I found a safe space. I can try things out. I can make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. You don't have to be perfect. And we can learn from those mistakes. So I look forward to sharing more stories and hearing your stories, and to more years with Elite Toastmasters. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Marianne. Timer, can we have 1 minute so that the evaluator can gather her thoughts for Mary Ann's speech. Yes.
Fine.
Thank you very much. And for our second speaker, please welcome Gwen Albrecht to the speaking area to introduce the second speaker of the day.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Our second speaker today has been in the field of information technology for over 20 years and has dealt with items ranging from smartphones to servers to security. While he doesn't mind helping, excuse me, there are many times when he just wants to be a normal IT technologist. Prince's speech, 5 to 7 minutes, outlines some basic rules in dealing with IT people outside of work. He is speaking from his Pathways Visionary Communication Level 3 elective project, Know Your Sense of Humor. His speech, Rules of Engagement. Please join me, everyone, in welcoming Prince G. Lethbridge II to the virtual speaking arena. Prince?
Thank you very much, Gwen. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, let's just be honest here. You're hanging out at a nice restaurant, eating dinner with a friend or a significant other, and you meet someone and you start networking with that person. And out of the blue, they start asking you, when you tell them what you do, they start asking you, say, can you do this for me or that for me? Fellow Toastmasters, that is my lot in life. Because sometimes when I tell people what I do, that I work in information technology, all sorts of antennae pop up on their heads. The first thing people ask is, oh, do you do websites? No, I don't know HTML. I don't know CSS. I don't know PHP. I don't know any of that stuff. Tell me, do you know anything about databases? Do I look like I took a SQL class? Do I look like I know what concatenation means? How to do a query? No, I don't. To be honest, people have asked me, hey, do you know how to program Java? All you're going to get from me is crickets, maybe the occasional tumbleweed. Because the Prince and programming, we don't seem to mix. Let's just be honest here. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a developer. I don't really have that kind of patience. And then when you just meet me and ask me about stuff like that, that patience window becomes a lot smaller. So then I have to wind up explaining, no. I don't do those things. I work on fixing computers. Then here's the thing that really will set me off. Hey, I need you to, can you come over to my house and fix this? I'm out eating dinner. I just met you and you want me to come over to your house and fix your computer. Let's think about that one. No. Let's think about the fact that I'm trying to distance myself from what I do on a daily basis and be just a regular human being. Sometimes Martha has even seen this firsthand. She's seen people come up and ask me about stuff like that. So the first rule of engagement, or engagement in this case, when you first meet an IT professional, understand what discipline they're in first before you start asking them to do certain things. You'd be surprised that it takes the pressure off of them and you at the same time. And number two, let's face it, I just met you and I'm out to eat dinner with my wife, and you want me to answer a computer question? Listen, you see that young lady over there? That's my quote unquote business manager. Talk to her, make an appointment. We'll do it that way, because right now I am not thinking about solving a computer issue. Right now, your computer problem is not mine. My issue is the steak that is getting cold because you're talking to me about your problem, and a somewhat perturbed wife because she's like, where the heck are you? So that's another rule. Don't bombard us. We don't like to be bombarded when we're out and about. We want to be off work just like the rest of you. We want to just distance ourselves, to decouple, because we need that time. We need that work-life balance, because sometimes we're on the clock 24/7, especially if you're in certain fields like security, networking, or other parts of IT. And there are those days we just look forward to, it's a day off. Nobody's going to blow up my phone, which leads to rule of engagement number 3. If you know me, don't let me be the first person you think of when you have a computer problem or question. There are times I don't mind doing that, but there are other times I'm thinking to myself, why are you asking me this? Isn't Best Buy around the corner from your house? Do I look like Newegg here? My head might be shaped like an egg, but in reality, I'm not Newegg. I can't answer I may be able to answer that question, but I really don't want to, because I'm here to have a good time and not think about it. So that's rule number 3. Try not to bombard us with a lot of stuff like that when we are out having fun and kicking our heels up. Because again, we want to separate work from personal. We want our lives. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to have fun. I've already had a discussion with my manager, and he's telling me, I appreciate the work ethic, but you need to take a chill pill. I'm sorry, kind of hard to do when the rent and where you live keeps going up astronomically. That's another story for another time. But we have to understand that when you deal with an IT person, we may be a different discipline. We may be something else. Don't lump us into one category and just treat us like another human being. And once you get to know us, then we may do those little favors for you. Back to you. Well, back to me being the Toastmaster. All right. We will give Danielle a minute to formulate her thoughts about my speech. I've got it over here. Thank you.
time.
Thank you very much. And now let's go to our third and final speaker of the day. Our third speaker has been a member of Toastmasters since January of 2009. She's served in multiple leadership roles in the club, area, division, and district levels. The purpose of her project is for her to practice the skills needed to effectively use public relations strategies for any group or situation. She is going to share an aspect of public relations strategy. She's completing her Pathways Strategic Relationships Path, Level 4, Public Relations Strategies. Her speech is entitled The Art of Public Relations. Join me in welcoming Martha Brock Leftridge, DTM Cubed, to the virtual speaking area.
Friends, thank you for that great introduction. I love the way you pronounced that last part, DTM Cubed. That's cool. Thank you so much, and thank all of you, especially our guests. My name is Martha Brock Leftridge, and most of you know me by that name. Some of you know me by the name that is associated with what I do in life. That's PR. That's also media relations and all of those wonderful things that relate specifically to PR. I started PR quite a lot of years ago. I was really doing something that I should not have done, and I stumbled upon it, and I loved it so much. Today, I'm going to speak with you about a couple of things, and hopefully by the time I'm done with sharing with you media analysis report, what they mean, the PR management dashboard, as well as the social media analysis, you will have a good idea on what you can do to make sure that your PR is spot on, where you're getting the right press for everything that you're doing. The first area I want to talk to you about is the media analysis report. This is a report, literally, that every single person who does PR really need to have under their belt. They need to know one or two things inside of there that is more pertinent than any of the other things that I'm going to mention, because if you don't know the data that drives the inside of your company or the insight that you need to know those different things, you're going to really have a hard time, because you need to know your market. You need to know that from your media analysis reports, and that report is given to you. It's something that you can set up inside of your pages so that if you got the right PR company, they can incorporate that as one of the things that they offer to you. And I'll say this, when I started, for an example, working for the District 3 media department, one of the things that was real clear to me, that most of the people that are in District 3 does not even have a Facebook or a social media presence. Now, let's think about that for a moment. If you don't have a social media presence, what that means is that you really don't want anybody to know about you except your neighbors next door. Every single time that you go out of the house, they see you. Other than that, that's the only contact that you're going to have with the public. So this whole thing of understanding your market and taking time to do those different reports is very, very important. And the second example I want to give to you that relates specifically to what I'm sharing here, one of the companies that I currently have on my LinkedIn account that I currently provide the media information for is a company that I've probably been with for about 3 or 4 years. And like I said, a lot of these jobs that I get, they just really fall right into my lap. They're not things that I go out and look for. When people see the resume, they go like, oh yeah, I want her to help me with this and that. So those are some of the things when you have yourself out there and people see you on the social sites, they want to respond to you based on your expertise. The other area that I want to talk with you about is the number 2 area. When you're doing PR, you have to have measures. You have to have a dashboard so that you can see how you're doing. You want to see how many hits you have and all kinds of different things that relate specifically to that. But at the same time, it measures what's happening or what matters. A lot of times people say, well, that doesn't matter to me. You don't know that it matters, because if you've never explored it, chances are You don't know if it will be pertinent to your business or not, but every single business needs PR, and it should matter to all of us because we're all seeking PR. Look at Tom. Tom is a division director right now. He wants to tell this to the whole district, but Tom might also want to tell this to his local newspaper. If he puts together a nice PR piece, he can take that news piece. It could be in the form of a newsletter, or it could be just a PSA. He could take that to almost any outlet, but it's preferably you take it to the outlets that is close to your area so you can get the publicity. And I tell you, there's nothing short of getting great publicity for what you do, because people, they love it, they hop on it, and they stay with you forever. The third area I want to talk to you about is the social media analysis. Uh, when you think in terms of social media, what do you think of? What is the first place that you think about? Let me see a show of hands. Who thinks about Facebook first? Okay. Who thinks about TikTok first? Who thinks about Instagram? How about this one? Who thinks about LinkedIn? These are all social media sites, in addition to Meetup. All of these are places where you can get your own PR out in the areas of social media links. If you do that, you would change the dynamics of your district and your club, because there are people that will see you that never had the opportunity to see you. And when they see you, go like, wow, I want to be a part of this because it looks really, really interesting. Understanding your audience and also managing your reputation, that is what drives your engagement when you're talking in terms of social media. A lot of people tell me, I don't know what to say when I go onto social media. Yes, you do. If you're in there telling your friends all about all the wonderful things that happened at this last party or this last event that you attended, guess what? That's social media. That's talking about it. And now you just put it in a formalized way. And as you put it in that formalized way, all these other things start to happen. And all of the things that I've shared with you, from media analysis, reports, all the way from PR management dashboard, the place that you want to make sure you measure what is happening or what matters to you. In addition to the social media um, analytics, you have to have that in order for you to be somebody that someone else is trying to find. You don't know that they're trying to find you. I tell people all the time, one of my favorite statements is this: when you prepare yourself for something, the opportunity will come. So you notice how opportunity, it marries preparation. So if you're prepared with your social media site, one of the things that will happen with you is people will find where you are and who you are. I need to take time to see where my timer is because, all right, excellent. Those are the most important things. And in conclusion, I would like to say that it's important for you to manage your social sites so that you can be the best representative of yourself through the three things that I just talked about. Make sure that you manage yourself from the public relations standpoint as well as the social media standpoint. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Martha. And timer, will you give us 1 more minute for the evaluator to gather her thoughts?
Time.
Thank you very much. And now we're going to turn this part of the meeting over to the general evaluator, Mary Ann Franco.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Now is the time for the evaluations. What I will do is I will introduce our first evaluator, which is Gwen Albrecht. She will be evaluating my speech. And the floor is yours, Gwen.
Thank you, Madam Evaluator. Marianne, how do you feel you did?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, I feel what I noticed, what I saw is you did better than okay. I looked at the word scintillate, and definition number 3 says to dazzle or impress with liveliness or wit. Definitely felt liveliness, and some of your wit came out in there too, Marianne. So great job doing that. You, a lot of my fellow Toastmasters here, you have a way with hooking me right at the very beginning, and my attention span can be very short. And when that's not done, I'm lost. But you had me for all, I don't know, I know you spoke over 10 minutes. I want to take you down memory lane. I was there, Marianne. Your story, very authentic. You put yourself out there, so you put you made yourself vulnerable, and you gave homage to Prince and Martha, those who took you along your journey. I loved how you used that picture behind you and said, "That's me." That was a great use of a background in a speech. I thought, I love that. Your tone, perfect. Your pitch, your body language, your eyes, Marianne. It's like, oh my gosh, you were there yourself, which brought me there along your story. It was very relatable, because your story, parts of it were my story too. And I would like to believe that I'm not the only one who finds that public speaking is easy, because it's not. It was a journey. And that the story about the typewriter, I also thought, you know what, this is her 2-year Toastmaster journey. It's like, she's starting back in grade school. How am I going to get to 2020? You used the word fast forward. Perfect use of fast forward right there. Loved it. Some of the things I'd like to challenge you on, or you might want to work on, reducing the length of some of your pauses. However, I'll give you a break. That was 10 to 12 minute speech. That's a long time to be in front of an audience this big. We haven't had an audience this big in a long time. But so just be conscious of that. You were very clear. You were very concise. I saw sparks at the end, and just the relief you found once you found where Marianne fits in being able to get up and put herself out there. And it was very personal. So thank you for that. And thank you for sharing your story. To challenge yourself, just know you do have presence. Okay, you do. And you got this. Great job, Marianne.
Thank you very much, Gwen. And our next evaluator, who will be evaluating Prince's speech. And I love the title of this speech. I don't have it in front of me. Gosh, I love the title, I just want to say, and I can relate to it 100%. Please welcome Danielle Rainey to evaluate Prince's speech.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Okay, Prince. So your speech was very informative regarding how to approach people in different, like a IT person or a chef, because I really got your story, the dinner story, because when people find out I'm a chef or was a chef, you know, oh, well, what can you cook for me? You know, so I totally get that story. I like how you were able to help us to realize that we need to set boundaries with people in order to keep our work-life balance for our own self. That was very good for me to hear. I think your facial expressions were the humorous thing for me in this whole speech. That is what made me laugh the most. So I think in this speech that you may want to work on being a little bit more humorous with your words. as opposed to your facial expressions, because I mean, they were hilarious because I got it totally. But other than that, it was a wonderful speech. It helped me to realize, you know, I need to set boundaries and I need to respect others' boundaries. So thank you so much, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Danielle, for that evaluation. The rules of engagement. That's awesome. I love it. All right, next, and doing double duty again, Miss Danielle Rainey to evaluate Martha's speech called The Art of Public Relations.
All righty, so Miss Martha, I think that your speech was very informative as usual. I think that you helped me to understand how branding and understanding your marketing strategies were, how they can help you in your businesses and your different social media platforms. You need to have everything along the same lines. That was very informative. I think in this speech, you were definitely in your zone. You know, you were right on point. You were flowing. There was nothing that was like left unsaid to have us like, oh, I wonder what she meant. No, we understood everything. It flowed well. And this speech was really very scintillating to me. You sparked me. You dazzled me. I was right there with you. You helped me to understand that I need to understand my market. And you gave a lot of good information. And I liked when you engaged. You had us to engage with you, you know, like a call to action. You know, everyone raise your hand. That was really good for the speech. Other than that, I think that you needed to work on looking at the camera during the whole speech, because I kind of saw you looking off. So yeah, that's the only thing. Other than that, great speech. Thank you so much. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Danielle, for that evaluation. So now let's go ahead and go over the reports. So first we'll get the report from Ruthie, our timer.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. For our speeches, for Prince, his speech, for our first speaker, Marianne, your speech was 10 to 12 minutes. Then you spoke for 11 minutes, 16 seconds. Prince was 5 to 7 minutes. His speech was 6 minutes, 49 seconds. And Ms. Martha, your speech 5 to 7 minutes. She spoke for 7 minutes, 19 seconds. All speakers qualified. For our evaluators, for Gwen, her evaluation, 2 to 3 minutes was 2 minutes, 49 seconds. Danielle, 1 minute, 31 seconds. And her second evaluation, 1 minute, 40 seconds. All speakers qualified.
Great. Thank you very much, Madam Timer. And now for our lexicologist report. Martha, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Marianne. This was a very interesting time to be a Toastmaster, especially being a visitor or even a member of Elite Toastmasters. As I give you this report, I want you to think about a couple of things. You guys did great. The first thing that I want to talk about is how many people use the word of the day. All of you use it in the table topics as I spoke about. You use it more than one time. And then you came back. People like Danielle used it at least 2 more times. Prince used it 2 times. There were some exceptional uses of the English language as well. Prince G. Lethbridge, you said cut open the something, what is that? Cadaver. And it's, come on, Prince, help me here. Okay, it's scintillating when you expound upon it or something, when you, I don't know what that word is. I wrote so fast, I apologize. Ruthie, Let me see if that's you here. No, it's under Mary Ann. Mary Ann, you said the more you commit to it, the more you will do it. That was really good. And you also said something about Prince and myself, how somebody that was speaking gave homage to us. I thought that was an exceptional use of the word. That was from Gwen. That was you, Gwen. And Prince, you have one of the best titles I've ever heard. Rules of Engagement. I don't know. How do you twist that around like that? That was pretty good. For the most part, when it comes to the Our Counters report, I add a few souls and ands inside of there, in addition to noun, pauses. I heard 2 pauses from Prince. Danielle, I had an okay, a few souls, as well as okay. Other than that, guys, you all are mastering the English language. Just watch all of those areas where you are doing different things that does not relate specifically to the English language. And you might be able to talk to us about what language that is, because we'll need to know what it is on your truncation. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much for that report, Martha. And before I go into my evaluation, we have 2 polls, 2 votes that we need to do for best speaker and best evaluator. So we could launch those polls for best speaker.
Best speaker. Yeah, it's good there. Are we missing the actual vote? Where is the vote?
No, I think it came up. I was able to see it.
Okay, gotcha. Because I'm okay. Yep. That's what it is. All right, very good. All right, look like. Go ahead, Prince.
It is Mary Ann.
Thanks very much, guys.
Next up is best evaluator.
Yep.
All right. And the winner of best evaluator is Gwen.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Now I will get into my general evaluation. I think in the very beginning, I was a little nervous because I didn't receive an email, or I didn't see an email, and I probably missed it, about the meeting with the agenda, but it came today, no problem. So it's like clockwork. We all know when we're meeting, and we all know when it's happening. So that was fine. And I loved, this meeting was so smooth. I loved how it just flowed. And Gwen, it was wonderful to see the new table topics format. I love that. Finish the sentence. That's fantastic. I love it. And that was great. It was, I think, so much more challenging doing it that way than having a question. So I appreciate that. That worked perfectly. And it was great to have everybody participate. And I love having some new guests, some new faces here that I haven't seen before. So that was wonderful. Overall, I feel like the time was perfect. I feel like we're on time. I feel like everyone was prepared. And I want to thank Danielle for doing 2 evaluations. It's hard enough to do one. I mean, when you're listening to a speech and you're trying to enjoy it, you're trying to get into it, and you know that you have to give this person an evaluation. So you're taking notes and you're thinking critically about it. And then to have to compile that and make sure to remember and write the notes down, it's very hard to do. And then to have to do that again for somebody else's speech. So kudos to you, you did a great job having to do 2 evaluations for 2 different speakers. But overall, you know, I love you guys. And I feel like this is one of the meetings that this has gone really well. It's really smooth. no hiccups. And I just enjoyed myself today, and thank you for all the support that you all continually give. We all give each other. So I'm gonna hand it back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Marianne. And now we got one more poll to do. This one is for the best functionary of the meeting. Place your votes, ladies and gentlemen, place your votes. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yep, looks that way. And drum roll, please, for best functionary of today's meeting, Ruthie. So now that concludes all of the fun stuff. Now let's get some feedback from our guests. Let's start with Janae.
Thank you so much, you all. I definitely loved seeing your meeting. I am been to a couple of different clubs. I'm originally from the Seattle, Tacoma area and began my Toastmasters journey there. And I have not seen the combination of the lexicologists, the lexologists, and I love the combination of the op counter and the grammarian's report being one. That is definitely something I can't wait to share with others. I think it's a phenomenal way of reducing the responsibility if you have less than a certain amount of members. The flow of your club and even having 3 speakers is amazing, and all of the dual roles that individuals took were also very seamless. Like, you wouldn't have known that they had multiple roles until you heard their name called. So I definitely look forward to spending more time checking out your guys' club and using you all as a good example of other things that other clubs can do as they grow based on different adversities they may experience. Thank you. And again, I look forward to coming again.
Thank you very much, Janae. Myrna.
Well, I can't express enough how much I enjoyed this meeting. You are all a group of talented individuals. I am just appalled. Like, you are all wonderful. I do admit, Martha, I don't know if you're gonna like this about me, but I'm not into social media. So I was like, when I saw the recording, I'm like, oh, I don't want to put myself out there. So that's where I'm like getting off video because it was not something I was expecting. The meeting, like Marianne said, it flowed. The structure is very different from our meetings. I love the voting. I think that's a great idea, especially it prepares people for contests to be able to see, hey, who won this round of table topics and speeches. I thought that was wonderful. Let's see. I didn't realize that pauses, is that a bad thing to have pauses? Because
well,
in
it
our
depends.
class, they encourage pauses if instead of using a filler word.
Well, see, it depends. If you're in the middle of a thought and you make a pause, it depends on the context of said pause. Certain pauses, yeah, you can do that for emotional effect. Yes, you can do that for gathering your breath or sometimes gathering your thoughts. But if the pause is too long and you're in the middle of a thought, that's usually, and I'm just going by my own criteria, that's exactly when I ding you. Because if you're going to make a statement, finish the thought, let it get out before you make that pause.
Got it, understood. So thank you. I just wanted to end with Danielle, what can you cook for me? Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you, Myrna. And let's hear from our newest member, Dr. Alice Ann Crump.
Okay, I'm here. Hello, it kept telling me my internet was unstable. That's why I was off camera, but I was here through the whole meeting. Oh my goodness, what an amazing time. I cannot wait to roll up my sleeve and get to work in this club. I am looking forward to being a vital part of this club and getting to know everyone. Had a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you. And just think, we've got 9 minutes to spare. Any other? Yes, let's get that out there. We want to plan for next month's meeting. Yes.
No, that's not feasible. I hear no one. Someone talking, I do hear.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is do a screen share for the next meeting, but I have to put it in the queue. I was talking to myself, and I think Prince was mumbling online as well. So let me put that in my queue so that you guys can see the next meeting. Give me 1 second. Prince, you can take care of that dead air.
How about I take care of sharing the meeting page and
Okay.
you?
I'll talk to it.
Exactly.
Thank you. All right. So what you're going to see in front of you now is our next meeting. And let me know if you see it.
Yes.
Okay. So our next meeting is going to be scheduled for
August 13th.
August 13th.
Yes.
That's right. Oh, wait, look at that. Things go so fast. Okay, the first person you see in front is our Sergeant at Arms. He's going to be, Jeffrey, are you going to be there for that meeting? Okay, let's drop him in, Prince.
Will do.
Excellent. The presiding officer. It's always you, Prince. So you're not going to be there?
Refresh that page. You might see something different.
Okay, hold on.
While she's doing that, who wants to be the lexicologist?
Put Jeffrey in as the Sergeant at Arms. I'll take timer.
Okay, Martha has timer.
I want to do the table topics.
Oh, look at you, Dr.
I
Alice
like to
Ann.
do the table topics.
Excellent.
All
Table
right.
Topics Masters, Dr. Alice Ann. Dr. Alice Ann, we're going to put you in the system in a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, we have.
Oh,
I'll do
thank you.
lexicologist. I'll do lexicologist. Sent.
Okay, there's Ruthie.
Ruthie.
Lexicologist.
And I will do a speech.
And let's see. Do you want to do number 1 or number 3, Danielle?
Whichever one.
All right. There you go. And who wants to take speaker number 3?
I'll do one, Prince. Short one.
Oh, that's Gwen.
All right, Gwen.
You and
Now-
Danielle on the same ticket? Ooh, I'm scared.
Uh-oh.
That's some
Danielle,
power right there.
Danielle, I'll email you. We'll come up with a good plan. A surprise.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
But notice there's no mention of who number 2 is.
Baby.
Oh, we see you.
Exactly.
Come on,
See
Prince.
you.
Prince, your name needs no mention.
Yeah, that's true.
That's awesome.
Okay, who wants
I'll
to do general?
evaluate Danielle.
Okay.
I'll evaluate Danielle.
All right, Ruthie, I got you down for that. Who wants to evaluate?
Is Kathy still inside?
She's still here. I think she's walking.
Kathy, would you
Driving.
like one of the
Yep, she's driving.
evaluations?
Yeah, I'll try to do it.
Let me get
You have
Commissar
Gwen and Prince.
no guacamole,
I take Gwen.
no sour cream.
Excellent. Go ahead. You can mute now, Kathy. We got you.
And make sure there's some extra meat in the taco, Kathy.
Prince,
That's an Arizona the taco.
Prince,
you know
change
that's
the
good.
evaluator from me to Kathy.
Let me do that.
I like to tell you what to do. It happens.
He's got that
Well-
taco on his mind.
He does.
I
He
know,
does.
right? I'm thinking about tacos. Thanks, Kathy.
I know. It's
No,
all
you
right.
did it
All right.
again. You did it
And
again,
let's see-
friend.
Come on now.
You really want that taco?
The
Come
opposite.
on, 4 minutes, you go get your own taco.
Okay.
Hey, Jeffrey, are you ready here?
And Jeffrey is still quiet.
Okay, he'll
Who
be
wants
back.
to do general evaluator?
I thought somebody said that already.
Mm-mm.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. You have about 3 minutes. We're gonna close out the meeting.
Sure. Mhm.
Okay, you can come back then. It's good.
Okay.
What the heck?
Put Jeffrey at the end there and at the beginning, opening and closing the meeting.
And who wants to do the table topics?
We have a table topics.
Oh, that's
master.
right. It's Dr. Alice. Dr. Alice. I'm sorry. I got to get in
Yes.
there and add her to the system.
And just put your name there for right now. You'll know to add her.
Yes. Who next?
3 minutes.
And we need one
Would any of
person.
the guests like to come back and participate in any of our program, being that you all are seasoned Toastmasters? They all spoke at the same time. That's why we can't hear them.
I don't know. I'm hearing crickets more than voices here.
I won't sign up for a meeting for the August
13th.
August 13th, but maybe for the September, since you guys do meet monthly, it makes it a lot easier to attend them more frequently.
And is that Janae? Janae, I think you're gonna need to come back and do our installations as officers.
Yes. Are
Okay.
you planning to do that in August or September?
We can do it whenever you're available.
I am available August 13th, which I could do it that date. And then again, depending on when you guys meet in September, we can plan for that. I'm not certain what the deadline is. But again, since you guys meet monthly, it makes it a little bit easier
Okay.
to make it to your meetings.
So we'll place you on there for August 13th for officers installation. You'll be at the top of the agenda, just in case you need to go. I wish Tom was still here because we would have loved to have had him talk on a few more things about his division. All right, we're gonna need to get down and close out this meeting because we're at 4:29. Prince, are you able to ascertain where you are with everyone being placed inside of the next month's meeting?
Let's see. The only functionary we do not have is a Toastmaster.
Nope, I signed up for
Oh, Marianne.
Marianne.
Okay, cool. We'll put you down for.
All right, hit a
Meeting
save.
awards.
We're gonna now turn our meeting over to our newest officer, our Sergeant at Arms, Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey, go ahead and close us out. Take us home.
You may be on mute, Jeff.
Yeah, he's on mute. He's coming in.
We hereby adjourn this meeting,
What time, Jeffrey?
4:30 p.m.
Excellent. We just need our wonderful secretary to get those notes in, Miss Ruthie. She needs to hear those numbers. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank all of you for coming. This has been a great meeting. And Danielle, we're gonna need to talk. We miss you so much. That's why you had 2 roles.
Okay, okay. And I
We
miss you
can't get
guys
enough
so
of
much.
you.
Oh, thank you so much.